What's up, guys? Welcome to another exciting edition of Real Estate Podcast, episode 363. I'm here with Griffin.
I'm here with Trev.
And we're breaking down into a million mini puffs with Adam.
This week we watched Ghostbusters. Frozen Empire?
Yes. Who you gonna call?
The person that fucking stole the Steppenwolf creature
Paul Rudd.
design and morphed it a little.
It was different than I thought it was gonna be. Not in a bad way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But because you're like, okay, they lead up with, Afterlife. It's like, oh, okay. So, Winston's gonna be financing, a new Ghostbusters team and all this stuff. And then it's like, no, he's got a whole research facility like dedicated to figuring this stuff out and removing you know, like spirits from possessed like house goods and it's not
It was
bad.
pretty
It's
cool though. It was
yeah,
I was cool with a lot of the next logical steps and how Ghostbusters would expand to the modern day.
yes, yeah,
Like that opening sequence when they're chasing the one and they're using the drone catcher. That was
oh
fucking
yeah,
cool in my opinion, you know.
I agree. Yeah,
So
no,
I
and
mean, yeah. So Winston's rocking the R&D, which is kind
yeah.
of left field. Figured it would have been Dan Aykroyd.
Well, it's interesting how they all kind of played their parts in it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like they didn't really go into the specifics other than like he's kind of funding it, but they're getting all the possessed materials from Aykroyd and they're bringing, Murray's character in whenever they need to. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
and that to me was one thing that was very interesting. It's how, you've
Well,
got the
it's
research.
still held the vibe, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and it's like you had the research team, and it's like everybody there was a Ghostbuster, and everybody there showed up in some capacity with the proton pack as as a Ghostbuster. And
Mm-hmm.
that was kind of a cool thing. And I could see where a lot of people were like, "This is not the ghost," and it's like, yeah, 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 but you know, it's been expanded upon. The mythos has been expanded upon for sure. So it's
Yeah,
like,
well, this is kind of the movie that we're able to make because of Afterlife.
yeah,
Like
like
this is like, and it's I feel like it was very uncommon because I kind of felt the same way watching it, but it was very uncommon, like where you have a passing of the torch kind of movie and it actually works.
yeah. And it wasn't like really a big deal was necessarily made of the torch passing. Like you kind of had that moment at the end of Afterlife where it's like, that was kind of the torch passing moment there. But it's like this movie just hits the ground running as soon as it starts. Like they're out busting ghosts and the mayor's like being being the mayor and, you
I
know,
will say that like I personally didn't have that emotional pull to it like I did with Afterlife. If I had to
no.
say I really had a harp about it at all, I think it'd be that. But outside of that, though, I mean, to me, it checked all the boxes of Ghostbusters, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's like this is the perfect example of what they should have done with the Ghostbusters reboot that they tried to do several years ago with the female Ghostbusters. It's like, no, just take what's already there and expand on it to where like this is the new Ghostbusters. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
that's exactly what they to me that's kind of what it felt like was like, okay, we got everybody hooked back in with Afterlife and it actually worked out and people enjoyed it and all this stuff. It's like, now let's show them how to properly do like, here's a new Ghostbusters team. This is the new people, there's a lot of new people. And that way they can introduce people and consistently introduce people if they want to for one reason or another. And almost have a very flexible Ghostbusters team that kind of does different stuff or that sets up, headquarters in different areas or, however that they want to play it out. But it doesn't feel it feels genuine to what Ghostbusters is. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And that is hard to do with a property that's that beloved, right?
Absolutely.
So hats off to them for like successfully pulling that one off, you know? Um one of the biggest gripes that I kind of had with this movie more so than anything else was uh Finn Wolfhard's character didn't really have anything to do. Like he was messing with Slimer the whole time and had the love interest with the chick. And that was about the extent of it. I'm glad that they were maintaining the focus of the legacy on his sister, but also like I really like that character. I like the way they wrote that character a lot. I was kind of hoping that they would like have done more with his character in this movie, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Um and then also like more Paul Rudd.
Yeah, more.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's a national treasure, dude.
for sure, right? So, but
Um,
those are my only real complaints is it's like you got a great kid actor here, that's like slowly becoming an adult and you could have really explored those ideas of moving to a new city, leaving everything behind through this particular character because the sister's going to be all for moving to the big city and kind of taking, you know,
mhm.
learning and taking the initiative to be there because of the Ghostbuster stuff, but he's just kind of like thrown into it in some way. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like he's just along for the ride, and they really could have used that character to really do some interesting things. But you know,
I thought it was a good move. I thought it was a good move to you know, just next monster, next big bad,
yeah, right,
you know. Y- Like Dozer was a big deal. We had the Carpathian, and then now we have Gurako, is that his name?
yeah. Speaking of that, though, like them introducing the fact that there's naturally born Ghostbusters in this world is a very, very interesting idea. And I would really like to see them expand on that just a little bit more because, like, the dude from Silicon Valley, like, he's a natural Ghostbuster, by birthright. I would like to see him expand on that more. Not necessarily with him, which I think that he did phenomenal job and everything, of course, but like the
When
next
they go to
creature.
his when they go to his apartment and he creaks that door open like, yeah, what do you want?
Yeah.
Like,
It's like that money's already been spent. They're like, "We don't want a refund," and he just opens the door up. He's like, "Is this your grandma's sex dungeon?" And he's like, "Well, quit talking about my grandmother that way." Like what?
I didn't think
Um,
Bill Murray would be back.
I didn't
I
either,
was surprised by that.
dude. Him giving that interview was like perfect. Like that was
Yeah.
amazing.
I think as long as they have Paul Rudd, though, they can keep making them.
Oh yeah,
I'm
but
sure they'll make another, right?
I mean, I hope so. But here's the question, though. It's like, how did this one do?
It made $100 million.
What was the
well,
budget?
The budget was $100 million, and it got a
it
little
made
over
2 in the
200.
box office.
Yeah,
Okay.
So there will be more.
yeah.
According to Wikipedia, they are the people that are on board right now are the whole thing with the mini puffs and the post credit or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Reitman, they actually want to expand on that and make that the plot of a future movie, like them and dealing with them again.
Okay.
Kind of like the Ghostbuster minions.
Yeah, for
It
real,
used to be
right?
Slimer,
Yeah, but now it's the little
little
mini
Stay
puffs.
Puffs.
Yeah.
I
They need to bring the big one back.
Oh, for
Oh
sure.
yeah.
That's the final boss. They
That
all come together to form a really big one.
what if they let that be Dan Aykroyd's big, hoorah moment in the franchise? He has to stay puffed out one more time, but he is utterly fucking terrified.
Fucking Nanjiani on some steroids.
It
Still
was,
trying to still hanging around for the Eternals, we see.
yeah. I really enjoyed it though. I mean, I like the creature design. I like the the different ghosts. They could have got into things a little bit quicker than they
It was a
did.
little slow there around the middle.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
Like, we get it.
but
Y'all like each other. Get back to the ghost.
yeah, right. Uh, I think that they could have probably used another sequence of like the ghost chick and the other chick, like figuring their whole thing out because that's
Catfish by a ghost.
yeah. She got in that chamber and had
Right.
her like
Right.
soul separated
Yeah.
from body
I
in
think I'm gonna
there.
have to
It's like
pass
what?
on that.
Yeah, for real, dude. Like, what are we doing right now?
It's like, man, I saw this in Casper. It don't bode well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But
overall, I mean, is it better than Afterlife?
no, I think what Afterlife did well was like it was this nostalgia creep, of course. We got Gozer back,
Yeah.
we get the team up at the end. Um, all that coming together the way that it did towards the end of the flick. And then of course the way that they introduced the characters and all that stuff was like really cool and interesting. Um, I felt like Paul Rudd was more of a comedic relief in the first one than he was in this one. Now he's trying to be dad.
And
Um,
then the big Harold Ramis send off was the
yeah. And I thought that he was going to show back up when they were trying to cut the
Man,
thing back on. Like all the old Ghostbusters was trying to.
I
I thought he
respect
was
that they
going to.
didn't do it though. It's like, all right, we
Yeah,
did it, he's
same.
gone.
I was for some reason, um, at the earlier in the film, whenever Phoebe's playing chess, part of me was like, is this gonna be the moment where the grandpa's like, nah, kid, fucking, you do you, chin up, But it ended up being like, you know, the betrayer.
What they have to do now is find a way to bring Rick Moranis back. It's like, come on, dude.
100%. Why? You know what I
That
mean?
would
Like,
be
why
maybe
not?
they're holding out, saving it.
Well, I'm wondering if it's like, I wonder if they have talked with him and been like, look, man, we know what you're about. You ain't in the Hollywood. We get it. But
It's
here's a script.
Ghostbusters. Yeah.
Yeah, here's a script for a new Ghostbusters. Um, and dude, the man has to have sat down and watched them with
Oh
his
yeah.
family.
He did a
Yeah.
Mint Mobile
So
commercial in 2020, and he
Yeah.
was on. He did his voice was used in an episode of the Goldbergs in 2018. So that was after about a 10-year gap.
so he's
So it's
picking up
like,
the phone at least.
I mean, yeah. He's like, I'll think about it.
But I wonder if it's of course everyone says it like it had to be the right moment. But
Yeah.
I'm wondering if that's really what's happening, and if they're keeping that phone call in their back pocket.
Because I'd watch that whole thing play out again, like where he's like, "Are you the gatekeeper?"
Yeah. For real, right?
I will always laugh at that shit.
That would bring the theater would erupt
Yes.
if he shows up and that's going on.
Well, yeah, it'd be funny if like he just comes, even if he comes on screen just long enough to go, like he's a delivery guy going, "Hey, where's the gatekeeper here?" And
Yeah.
it's like, no, you know what I mean? Like he's literally trying to get into a gated community. to
I
deliver
mean, you
pizza
could
or
even
something.
do Bill Murray, bring Sigourney Weaver back. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, they
I
caught
feel like
that thing,
Sigourney
but
Weaver.
technically it ain't dead because it was already dead.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. What is dead may never die.
But
I give it a full star though.
same. I mean, there wasn't anything that I disliked about it. I mean, of course there's a couple of things that they could have, in my opinion, done a little bit, a little bit better, but it still felt like Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. It's like if they tried to do this with Back to the Future, are they going to be able to
Oh man,
capture that the same way that they captured the, you know what I
dude,
mean? Like,
the fucking horror. That's nightmare fuel. The idea of a new Back to the Future movie right now.
Was it the guy from Silicon Valley? Was it his grandmother or grandfather that was
it was his grandmother, I think,
grandmother?
right?
Okay, he had that back
Yeah.
room. He's like, "This is my grandmother's," and they're like, "What the fuck?" Like when they see it, like,
Yeah.
"What the hell?"
It's like
And
this
he's
ain't
all
second
nonchalant,
grandpa.
like, "Yeah, there's just a few antiques in here."
Yeah,
Like, dude,
a few.
what?
I love the creature design and like how off the rails it goes with the frozen stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That that
Oh
was
man,
so cool.
when at the beginning when you see the chant being played on that monograph
Oh
and the
yeah,
hands detached, but it's still doing. I thought that was a cool little touch to the look how creepy the room is moment. You know, like
yeah. I wonder if they have done this, and if not, why. So they've done a lot of like Evil Dead Ash crossover stuff. Ash and Ghostbusters. You know what I mean? Like, why hasn't that been a thing yet? Could you
yeah.
imagine?
would be pretty. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
No, what would be hilarious is if Ash shows up um, with the fucking Aykroyd's character.
Hmm.
He's got the book, the Necronomicon. When he sits it down, dude just goes, "Get the fuck out."
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It was good though. Excited to see a follow up, and this one wasn't directed by Reitman. This was directed by Gil Keenan, who did
did Monster House.
Monster House, City of Ember, the Poltergeist remake, the Scream TV series one episode, A Boy Called Christmas, and this. So, was born in 1976 in London. Yeah, I'm excited for the future of the Ghostbusters. And dude, they could legitimately, with what they've got going on here, with like all the different people kind of working at like Ghostbusters Incorporated now, they could do like a series, like an animated series or something,
Hmm.
and just like bring, have a whole separate team that's kind of doing other stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
it does. It seems like a lot of good decisions are being made with that particular cluster of Paramount.
yeah,
But I think that if, as long as they just take their time and cook with these Ghostbuster movies, I mean, it's it's like Monster of the Week, but you get a nice little 2-hour film of it. You know,
yeah, oh yeah. But yeah, I'm
one
giving
of
it
the
a full
last
star.
remaining. Yeah, same.
Enjoyed it.
One of the last franchises to still have some sort of, not be completely tainted.
Yeah, for real, right?
Let them cook.
I mean, it
Well, tainted.
it had its kiss with
Yeah,
death, and they
almost. But people were just like, yeah, we're not going to watch that. I still haven't. I mean,
No.
And
couldn't tell you what happens in it.
and
why is it?
I feel like
Not
at
for
the
me.
end of the day, it's probably not a bad movie,
Probably not.
but it's one of those things where it's like,
I didn't
but
like
it
the
shouldn't be called
attitude.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
The way they
The
acted
hype,
about it when they were making it was, I was like, oh, okay, well, fuck you. I'm not going to
yeah,
watch that.
the hype around it was a little.
Yeah.
Mm,
If they would have said it in the universe, you know what I mean?
yeah,
I think that
yeah.
that would have that would have like at least put it on people's radars because a lot of people's like you're rebooting one of the greatest film franchises of all time with an all-female cat. Nah, we're good. You know what I'm saying? Like people are not interested. We're not interested. So, but if you put
They're
it
like,
in the universe,
they're like, you can kill off at a Ned Stark. You can sully Star Wars from now till Kingdom Come. But don't you lay a goddamn harmful hand on Ghostbusters.
yeah,
Back to the Future.
yeah.
Don't even look at Back to the Future.
Yeah.
I'm like you know the
Don't
scene
think
in
about touching it. Don't touch it.
remember the it's the fucking movie with oh man, lawyer from Fear and Loathing.
Oh, Benicio del
Benicio.
Toro.
Yeah, he's at
Sicario.
this dinner. Yeah, he's at this dinner table and he's with his wife, but the wife's been talking to the pool guy, that type of thing. And they're at like a dance, and there's this whole moment where you realize Del Toro's onto the dude.
Oh, that's that new movie that he was in.
And he looks
Cop
at him and
movie.
he's like, "Is it worth it? You want to take a shot?" Like, kind of provoking him a little bit with it,
That's I watched that movie. That
That's
was a
how
good movie.
that's how we
Reptile.
that's how we should that's how we should collectively feel about Hollywood trying to reboot Back to the Future. Like, do you really you think you're good enough to do it? You think you got what it
Think
takes?
you can beat your beast?
We got a little bit of movie news here I'm going to run through real quick. So, Bruce Campbell has said he's gone on record to say that he would love to play a James Bond villain. So, Bruce Campbell would love the chance to take on 007 as a villain in a James Bond film, according to the star himself. Having a bit of fun on X, a fan account of Campbell's character of Ash from The Evil Dead shared a photo of the star as James Bond asking, "Hey, at Groovy Bruce, you up to the task?" indicating that the 65-year-old actor should throw his hat in the ring to portray the iconic character. Campbell responded by reposting the image with one of his own, featuring himself in a rather dapper looking suit with a caption, "Hell no, Bond villain all day long." And he is in a pretty dapper looking suit here. Let me what is he at wearing this suit? Hold on, I'm dropping this in general. Look at this. Following his uncredited cameo appearance in Fede Alvarez's 2013 Evil Dead, Campbell returned to the role, made him famous by starring in the television series Ash vs. Evil Dead, which ran for 3 seasons on Stars before its conclusion in 2018. He'd reprised the role once more, but in voice only for Evil Dead Rise, which was directed by Lee Cronin and released in 2023. Campbell has also been a staple in the MCU since 2002, appearing in 4 different films, with the last being as Pizza Papa and Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness in 2022.
He'd be a good
Campbell,
Bond villain.
yeah, for sure, right? So Campbell is set to star next in the Peacock series Hysteria as a small town police chief whose understanding of his community is put to the test after a disturbing series of murders, disappearances, and unexplained phenomena. The series is set to explore the satanic panic of the 1980s, and while the 2023 WGA SAG AFTRA strikes delayed production, it is expected to begin filming at some point this year. This is the synopsis for that. When a beloved varsity quarterback disappears during the satanic panic of the late 80s, a struggling high school heavy metal band of outcasts realize they can capitalize on the town's sudden interest in the occult by building a reputation as a satanic metal band until a bizarre series of murders, kidnappings, and reported supernatural activity triggers a leather studded witch hunt that leads directly back to them. Sounds like Peacock's version of
Oh,
Stranger Things.
or sounds like Lords of Chaos for Americans.
Yeah, right. Hopefully, he'll have a somewhat big role in that because it would be cool to see him like messing with, these kids constantly.
Right. Wait, yeah, him just shitting on them. Being like, you guys come out here and call yourselves dark? You're wearing fucking makeup, you know? Like,
Yeah, giving him the what for? Yeah, I think he would be a phenomenal Bond villain. I think that you get like, and don't take this the wrong. Like, I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way for sure. But like, you get Bruce Campbell in something that's like Tarantino led, like directed,
Mm-hmm.
being serious, like being a straight man,
Yeah,
and he would knock it out of the park. You know what I mean? Absolutely.
I can already
oh,
see
I
him
would.
sipping a martini.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like he would be a perfect replacement for a Michael Parks role, where like he's the cop that shows up to the scene, and then it cuts to an exposition sequence.
Oh yeah,
I think
for
he
sure.
could do that perfect.
Yeah. Next up here, this is something I thought was very interesting. Disney director behind The Little Mermaid and Aladdin calls out studio for prioritizing agendas over story. So Disney director John Musker, who is best known for helming such classics for the beloved animation studio as The Little Mermaid and Aladdin, has criticized the House of Mouse for prioritizing a message over entertainment and storytelling. Speaking with the Spanish outlet El Pais, El Pais, during a recent appearance at the Animayo International Summit in Gran Canaria, Musker explained that while you can tackle certain agendas, they need to come after sympathetic characters and a compelling story. I think they need to do a course correction a bit in terms of putting the message secondary behind entertainment and compelling story and engaging characters. The classic Disney films didn't start out trying to have a message. They wanted you to get involved in the characters and the story and the world, and I think that's still the heart of it. You don't have to exclude agendas, but you have to first create characters who you sympathize with and who are compelling. Musker has an extensive history with Walt Disney Studios, having directed the likes of The Little Mermaid, Aladdin, and Hercules, as well as collaborating on other well known projects as The Great Mouse Detective, Treasure Planet, and Moana. The filmmaker went on to discuss his 2009 effort, The Princess and the Frog, which he says was not, quote, trying to be woke. We weren't trying to be woke, although I understand the criticisms. Musker continued to take aim at the iconic studio, paying particular attention to the recent live action of his own tale, The Little Mermaid, starring Halle Berry as the title character, Halle, Haley Bailey Haley Bailey as the title character. The remake was met with mixed reviews at the time, with Musker believing he knows why. They didn't play up to the father daughter story, and that was the heart of the movie in a way. And the crab. You could look at live animals in a zoo and they have more expression, like with The Lion King. That's one of the basic things about Disney is the appeal. That's what animation does best. Taking a wider look at Disney's live action endeavors and their ongoing remakes of their own animated classics, Musker shared his thoughts on the strategy, believing it to be nothing more than risk reduction. Companies are always like, how do we reduce our risk? They like this, right? Well, we'll just do it again and sell it to them in a different form, or they think, well, we could make it better. While the criticisms made by Musker are sure to resonate with some, others will no doubt argue that Disney has always contained important messages, with the strive for diversity being crucial in modern Hollywood. Regardless, the lurch towards live action remakes is due to continue at Disney, with Mufasa the Lion King from director Barry Jenkins set for release later this year, Snow White starring Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot set for 2025, and the likes of Lilo and Stitch, Hercules, Moana, Bambi, Robin Hood, and the Aristocats all now in the works. I mean, he's
I mean,
not wrong.
tip of the hat for him
Quiet
owning
part out loud.
on his. I mean, owning on his own stuff. You know, like the shit that didn't work in his own films.
Well, and that's kind of the thing about the animated Disney flicks is like they're multi-layered, right? They're multifaceted. You have these characters and they have like very complicated lives to a certain extent that resonate with audiences in different ways. As an adult, it means something different to you than it does as a kid, because as a kid you're like, "Oh, the funny fish," or "Oh, the funny, whatever it may be." And as you get older, you see like, okay, with the Little Mermaid, her relationship with with her father, and then also a stranger to a new world, and also what are you willing to give up to be happy. Like there's many different things, kind of, messages and through lines there. But like you said, if the characters aren't interesting and you don't care anything about the characters, then the
Message not
message isn't.
received.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly, the message is
it's
just not going to be
DOA.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hats off to him for kind of speaking his mind about this kind of stuff, like, eh, i'm sure a lot of I'm sure a lot of people don't appreciate this, but as someone who, like, you're watching a form of entertainment. If I wanted to watch the news, guess what? I'd watch the news, you know? Um, that's why I think something like the X-Men, being brought into the MCU would be would be a very interesting thing if done correctly, because that has like social commentary written all over it if it's made correctly and if it's done very well. And that's the thing. Are they going to bring somebody in there to do something like that that's going to be able to tell that story the way that that story needs to be told, while also introducing some characters and also like different aspects and different, points of view there. So,
Honorable mention for X-Men. I keep seeing X-Men 97 getting rave reviews, man.
they said that the season finale or series finale had like 4 million views, something like that. And that
Like a lot of people, I just see a lot of praise for it.
yeah, so I haven't watched any of it as of yet, but it's all
Me
done,
either.
right?
I think, I don't know. I haven't watched it either. I keep seeing like people be like, can't believe they did this, or can't believe this episode made me cry, and blah 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 blah, and all that stuff. Like people just really sucking the show off hard.
It's crazy that the show is like doing that well. And before the show even dropped, they canned the writer. That's
Well,
crazy.
apparently
The
they
show.
are they're gonna honor all of his ideas up to the end before the new dude takes over. So whatever pre-production he's already have going on with it before his departure, they're gonna finish it up. So his story, or at least what he's written as the story so far, like they're gonna animate it all out.
Yeah, the last episode was May 15th. I think it had already been picked up too for more. For
Yeah.
sure.
That's awesome.
Have it up, haven't watched it.
Yeah.
I was
I
kind of waiting for
definitely.
it to all be done.
Yeah, right. Same. Yeah.
I
10
still
episodes.
I still need to I still need to watch Blue Eyes or finish Blue Eyed Samurai. Um, I didn't stop watching because it was bad. Just life happens. So, but it
Yeah.
was. But that was a pretty cool. It had a strong start. Like I was like, man, this is worth getting invested.
Yeah. Speaking of X-Men here, X-Men writer will forge a new Star Trek franchise beginning with creation of Starfleet prequel. So, writer and producer Simon Kinberg, who is best known for writing and producing many of the X-Men movies, will forge a new Star Wars franchise for Paramount Pictures. As per a report by THR, Kinberg is now in talks to produce the next outing in the iconic Star Trek series, and if all goes well, he will take a lead role in carving out the rest of the franchise going forward. Kinberg, who has both written and produced the likes of X Men Days of Future Past, Fantastic Four, and X Men Apocalypse, as well as just producing X Men First Class, The Martian, Deadpool, and more, will begin his new Star Trek franchise with a prequel exploring the creation of the Starfleet and humankind's first contact with alien life. The prequel is already in active development, with Andor director Toby Haynes on board to direct the movie from a script written by Seth Graham Smith. The project will reportedly be set decades before J.J. Abrams' 2009 Star Trek reboot and is likely set around modern times. Abrams is also set to be uh, is also on board as a producer. Seth Graham Smith. Let's see who
Oh,
Seth.
he Abe Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Mm.
All right. Previous writing credits: Dark Shadows. Yeah, Abe Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Pride, Prejudice, and Zombie short. The Oscars. The Lego Batman movie.
W.
Just Beyond, which is a TV series. Upcoming is Beetlejuice. Now You See Me 3, and Untitled Star Trek Expand, whatever that means. Um, so yeah, I mean, it's interesting that they're using the Abrams Star Trek,
Timeline.
yes, as the, I guess because it's kind of like the sacred timeline. You've got the sacred timeline here with Shatner and Picard and all them,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't want to folly up the sacred timeline. So it's like, oh, Abrams gave us a loophole. Yeah, let's just set all this stuff in that so that if it fails, at least we can say it's not part of
Yeah,
like,
they'll be like, the
Well,
nerds will be mad. Yeah, right.
yeah,
it's
bro.
full. Yeah, it's foolproof. Because, but at the end of the day, the creation of Starfleet movie, we kind of don't need it.
No, but I could see I could see why something like that would be interesting, and also it's one of those things where it's like first contact with aliens. What is this predictive programming that we're doing? You know what I
Well,
mean?
here's my,
Like,
well, my thing is that like Star Trek, the recipe is far easier than the final dish, and people think and I feel like Hollywood and stuff they don't quite understand that because they could literally just read they could like not I don't want to say literally copy and paste it, but they could copy and paste the format of the original Star Trek series and the original Next Generation run, and kind of like how they did back in the 90s and early 2000s. You have these different shows, different fleet, or like a different ship, different captain, but you're still just fucking off to other planets, figuring out shit, the
what's and
boldly
that
going stuff. And to me, that's like, and I know it's subjective, but I've always felt like that's the major ticker that you gotta, the major box you gotta tick off to fucking be like, okay, this is Star Trek.
but that's where my question comes in, right? If this is going to be about first contact and the creation of Starfleet and all that stuff, is it going to be like okay, here's the movie opens. Here's First Contact. Here's them discussing Starfleet and getting Starfleet set up and everything. Here is the first manned, Starfleet mission, and we're following that crew. That could be interesting.
I think that's gonna be. I feel like that's gonna be just like just the first 30 minutes almost. Like you know how in the Valerian film where at the
Mm,
beginning we had the David Bowie montage and you saw the city getting built or more forms showing up and adding to it.
yeah,
I feel like it's gonna be a very similar type thing, but just stretch it like 15 to 20 minutes because I
right.
think it's gonna be everything's just going to be just fine. Like, yeah, it's the next logical step. We're making Starfleet. We're going to start expanding into the space more and all this stuff. And I think the conflict of the movie is going to be when they first probably encounter the Klingons.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be that's got to be it, right?
Either
Because I
that or
mean,
the Romulans.
well, and I was thinking that like maybe the Romulans, but I don't know. The Klingons would be like they're kind of like the habitual line steppers of the Star Trek world. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
the-
Well, it's like there's some shows and a lot of episodes, it's like, if you do so much as breathe the wrong way, you're going to trigger a war with the Klingon Empire, you know?
yeah, yeah, right. So I don't know. This could be interesting if it's done well. The director I'm on board with, Seth Graham Smith. I mean, out of all the writing credits that this dude's had, Lego Batman being the best. Um, I don't know. I don't know how confident I am in that, but
I think as long as they can keep us far the fuck away from legacy characters as they can, and just play with the sandbox per se,
yeah,
I think it's a win-win. We get more Star Trek, and they can do whatever the fuck they want, and they don't have to alter characters that are so established that you don't have the glasses guy going, "Hey, that's not the way that character would have handled that situation." Like,
yeah,
I think, I think it would have just it'd keep things on a level playing field to where fans can either like it or not, and no long-standing fan has to watch their favorite franchise get destroyed. You
yeah.
know,
Well, there's a is there two current series or is Strange New Worlds?
I think it's
Uh,
still ongoing, um, but it's the Pike-centered show.
let me look at this. So Strange New
With
Worlds is created by Kiva Goldsman, which is funny because he's one of the. I'm pretty
most
sure he's one
critic.
of.
He's one of the most criticized people, I think.
It debuted in 2022 as part of Kurtzman's expanded Star Trek universe, a spinoff from Star Trek Discovery. It follows Pike. Yeah,
Well, of the of the new stuff, I enjoyed Strange New Worlds, but and this is like a lot of folks did not like it. I personally had a fun time watching Discovery. Like they fucked with Spock's lore a little bit,
yeah.
but at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck. I enjoyed what I was watching.
Well, there's a
Um,
new season
but
coming out this month.
yeah, they're about to wrap Discovery up. Like it's almost finished too.
So
Um,
this is going to be the last season.
Possibly, I think I haven't had a full update on the Trek news in a while, so I might be running on a lot of dated stuff. So, but but see, Strange New Worlds is more of a sequel series to because Pike shows up in Discovery at some point.
Yeah,
Um, and I don't know. I like Discovery. Long story short, because Brian Fuller, the guy that made the show, who honorable mention, he made the Mads Mikkelsen Hannibal TV show, which if you guys have not watched, is it's what the kids call peak.
Is that what the kids are saying now?
No, that is the best goddamn Hannibal Lecter like story. Like that guy makes you forget about Anthony Hopkins, man.
Right.
Like it's really good.
Well, they had a little more time, 39 episodes.
Yeah. Oh,
That
yeah.
is the final season of Discovery. That ends on Thursday. 5 seasons.
There's some really good shit with Discovery, but the thing that made me like it though is that people gave it shit about its lore stuff that it was doing with continuity, and at some point in the show, they get flung. They write themselves out of continuity pretty much. Some stuff happens, space shenanigans ensue, and they get propelled like hundreds, if not thousands of years in the future. Like they have to rebuild, which makes the movie kind of like it makes me be like, this is why I'm kind of iffy on the film, because it's a plot in Discovery. Like in later seasons, they're so far in the future, some shits went down that's made it to where people can't FTL as much as they used to.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, though, the Federation of Planets gets kind of broken apart, you know. And so one of the things throughout the season is they're getting the gang back together. They're starting Starfleet again. They're starting the Federation plant, you know, all that shit. It's a whole fucking plot and Discovery. And the guy, oddly enough, you know, the guy from the Mummy films, the ones that's what was his name? They're the ones that wore the black. He ends up
Yeah.
being an ally to Brendan
Oh, yeah.
Fraser and all them. He's the homie.
Yeah.
Like he fucking tops that sand dune, and you're just automatically in the Aladdin show. Anyway, he's in Discovery. He's actually the chief, like I don't know what the highest ranking officer is, the commander, the general, or admiral, or whatever. But it's him. He plays it. And the whole time I'm seeing him, I'm like, this motherfucker hasn't aged a bit. He looks like he just got off the set of The Mummy and put that suit on and was like, all right, I guess I'll go film Star Trek.
The guy from Deuce Bigelow?
Must go make pee-pee.
That's awesome, though. So yeah, we're going to be getting a very interesting idea for Star Trek. So, and then it raises the question: are we going to get Star Trek 4? That with the Abrams cast, they've been talking about this for, the last movie came out in what, 2015, 2016, something like that.
Is Zachary
2016.
Quinto still filming Nosferatu? Is that still even a ongoing show?
Let's see.
Because that's a guy that kind of fell off the radar. He
He's going
he
to be
was
in
in
that
some
movie.
good.
We watched a trailer where he was driving across the country with the serial killer.
Yeah.
Right? Guy had a
But
puppet or
even
something.
then,
It was just like
it
a
was a
month
hot
ago.
minute, you know. Yeah.
Nosferatu.
No, I mean,
it got 20 episodes.
okay. I don't know. It just feels like he was a rising star for a hot minute, and then he just kind of poof.
I don't know, man.
He played a crazy ass fucking character in American Horror Story, though. Like his character would just say ridiculous shit, like
He
I'm
does
gonna
a lot
take
of
your fucking baby and kill it, you know, like that type of shit, like really fucked up stuff.
he does a lot of voice acting.
Ah, okay.
Like Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 1, which is coming out in 2024 if it hasn't dropped yet. He does the voice of Lex Luthor.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because
So,
there is money to be made if you get hired by DC Animation.
yeah, right. So,
And they always have outstanding voice casting.
yeah. So Hugh Jackman's dark and gritty Robin Hood movie has been picked up by A24. So
So
A24 is,
Jackman?
yeah, Hugh Jackman.
Okay.
Hugh Jackman. A24 has snagged the rights for a hotly anticipated action film in Hugh Jackman and Jodie Comer's The Death of Robin Hood. The movie was one of the hottest packages for sale at this year's Cannes Film Festival and was quickly picked up by A24, the indie studio behind major hits like Everything Everywhere All at Once and Moonlight. The new movie, which is scheduled to begin production next February, is directed by Michael Sarnowski, which did A Quiet Place Day One and Pig. The new film is reportedly akin to Jackman's portrayal of the aging X Men icon Wolverine and James Mangold's 2017 hit Logan. The official logline for The Death of Robin Hood reads: grappling with his past after a life of crime and murder, an aging Robin Hood finds himself gravely injured after a battle he thought would be his last. In the hands of a mysterious woman, he is offered a chance at salvation. Hugh Jackman and Jodie Comer were first cast in the project in March. Following the announcement, Michael Sarnowski released a statement via Deadline expressing his excitement about working with the two stars on the project. Sarnowski also said he's ecstatic about having the opportunity to reinvent Robin Hood. Today, the iconic English legend has been the subject of well over 70 movies and TV shows. It has been an incredible opportunity to reinvent and freshly innovate the story we all know of Robin Hood, Sarnowski said before going on to praise the film's leading actors. Securing the perfect cast to transform the script to screen was essential. I could not be more thrilled and trusting in Hugh and Jodie to bring this story to life in a powerful and meaning way. Project also marks second upcoming collaboration between A24 and Jodie Comer. The Liverpool-born actress is also set to star in a series adaptation of the popular sex therapy novel Big Swiss by author Jen uh, Bagan. Began. The series will begin production for HBO by Adam McKay's Hyper Object Industries. Says here A24 is leaning into big budget blockbuster filmmaking. So A24's purchase of The Death of Robin Hood comes as part of the company's plan to expand into larger budget blockbuster movies. A Kansas studio also purchased the U.S. rights to The Entertainment System is Down, a new comedy from director Ruben Ostlund. The film is set on a commercial flight and sees its star-studded cast, including Joel Egerton, Keanu Reeves, Kirsten Dunst, Woody Harrelson, and Daniel Bruhl, forced to face the horrors of boredom when the flight's onboard entertainment system crashes.
I totally thought you were about to say Daniel Day-Lewis, and I was going to go, God damn, with some casting.
He's playing. No, he would play the plane, dude.
No, he
You
would
know.
just he would just be in the credits. You'd never know who he was in the movie.
All right.
Like
So they,
even the credits, you know how credits are lined up where it's like character, actor, character, actor. It would just have in the middle Daniel Day-Lewis. It's
yeah.
just
So it says A24 is also taking their exploration of action cinema into the octagon as they bring the incredible story of MMA legend Mark Kerr to life in The Smashing Machine. The studio recently debuted the first look at Dwayne Johnson as Kerr in the film, showcasing a still from the movie. The Smashing Machine is being directed by the Safdie brothers, who have
that
shot
is not a good name for a fucking movie, dude. That you're gonna put out
Smashing
for
Machine.
everyone to see.
Was that the one that Image
That
was
sounds
from?
like
Where he plays
Yes.
a
that sounds
fighter?
like a
Okay.
Yeah.
sounds like a goddamn porn. Like, but
So I think.
no, that photo Adam was talking about though. I will say this: complete transformation, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, yeah, he's The Rock. He's fucking huge, but the makeup and everything they had him going with the hair and shit, like, it was almost Colin Farrell Batman level, like different looking.
Yeah. So, it's interesting. There's a couple of interesting things here. First of all, Hugh Jackman, dark and gritty Robin Hood movie. I'm down with it. Hopefully, it won't be a copy paste of like the Logan experience. You know what I mean? Um,
Well, here's my thing. You said the synopsis for it is that after decades of being a criminal,
it says
like,
grappling with his past life of crime and murder.
but he's stealing from the rich to give to the poor. He's doing a bad thing for a good thing.
Yeah.
Like, how do you regret that?
Well,
Are they gonna have it where there's like a moment where he like put an arrow through a kid's throat because he was gonna tell on him? He's not
what's
traumatized Robin Hood.
well, I guess it's one of those things where it's like it's kind of like h- how many bad people do you have to kill to make a good change in the world? And can you kill enough bad people to enforce a good change in the world?
And I mean, those are cool topics to explore, but I think I think it's easy to say too that outside of Men in Tights, there has never been a good live action Robin Hood
You
film.
didn't like the one with Kevin Costner?
Prince of Thieves?
Come
Wasn't that
on
the name
now.
of it?
Come on,
Have you
guys.
ever really?
Like, oh, during the Three Musketeers, let's adapt all these fucking movies and slap Brian Adams in it.
He did a song for that one too. I can't remember.
But but no, like to me, the message for that movie, even though of a lot of the lessons in life, messages you can put in a film, it, it's it is what it is. But you know that old fucking Disney rendition, man, it's still a solid little movie for yeah, man,
Dude,
money
it
for
had
the
Alan
poor.
Rickman, Christian Slater, Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
I like that Robin Hood movie. Now, the
Yeah.
last time I watched it was 1991.
It hasn't been that long. Like it's been probably 15 years. I got the special edition like director's cut on DVD
Yeah.
and watched,
No,
you know,
it was Brian Adams. Everything I do it for you. The entire music
yeah.
video was,
Yeah.
You can't tell me
yeah.
it's not working.
And he's like standing under a waterfall.
They've got to bring that song back, right?
Yeah.
So,
I enjoyed that. But it had Alan Rickman was playing the bad guy, like,
yeah.
Mr. Potter. No,
So,
my favorite Alan Rickman role outside of fucking Hans Gruber um is when he plays the robot in Douglas Adams' Hitchhiker's Guide.
oh yeah. I haven't
Well,
watched that
no,
movie in
well,
so
no,
long.
well, the more you think about Alan Rickman, the more you're like, dude, this motherfucker had badass roles, dude.
Yeah.
Whether villain or good guy, like he had a character, you're like, I remember him.
Yeah. I mean, he played Snape. You know what I'm saying?
I can ensnare the senses, poison you, and have the antidote in minutes. No, dude. Most quotable line I recall is the one that they took from Dogma and put it in that Origin death metal song,
Mm-hmm.
where he's like, anyone who isn't dead or from another plane of existence would do best to cover your ears right about now.
if y'all keep talking about Alan Rickman, you're gonna make Kevin Smith cry.
Yeah, for real. He's gonna find out.
I fucking hope I
Um,
do.
Another
I'm s-
interesting thing about this is the fact that like A24 is like almost fully following the Miramax approach. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
That's not a good approach to model yourself after.
Depends on the
well,
approach. You want to stay away from the rear.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. But it's
Don't be
interesting
on the
that
couch.
it's interesting that they're getting into more like bigger budget things, which is a good thing. Like I
They're
think that
making
they've,
money.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Um, and they've made a name for themselves. So, and it's interesting because you're going to have like the people that like the weird are going to watch the Robin Hood movie
Yeah.
Oh, you mean
because,
Dev? You mean Dev Patel fans?
yeah, yeah. They're going to watch the Robin Hood movie because just strictly because A24 is associated with it. Now, if they do the Robin Hood movie in a very like Green Knight stylized type of way, even if it's
But
whatever, like we've,
is that really what Robin Hood needs though, Griff?
I mean,
Grit?
I mean, no, on it, we don't need a Robin Hood thing. But if we're gonna do a Robin Hood thing, at least let it be cool as shit while we're watching the Robin Hood.
But I
they
mean,
did the tragedy
I,
of Macbeth with a little grit.
Yeah,
Let's think about that. How cool that was.
I
that
mean,
was
Macbeth was
yeah.
cinematically awesome.
I mean, think of Robin Hood now. Like,
I mean, you're not wrong.
I I think about that Macbeth movie. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
I
Like I think
love
of
the lighting in that movie.
yeah, I think about that and Prisoners like a lot.
Well, the fact that
We,
Joel Cohen
yes,
did Macbeth is what's wild.
I
You're
know,
like, the
right?
same guy that did the Big Lebowski?
Yeah,
Yeah, that guy.
Raising Arizona. Like this is what we're doing here. Yeah. So and last up on the movie news here, Quentin Tarantino's canceled 10th movie is, quote, one of the greatest movies never made, according to Sony. So the now canceled 10th and final film from Tarantino, the movie critic, has been described as one of the greatest movies never made by Sony Pictures chairman Tom Rothman. The now defunct project was announced in 2022, with plot details being teased, rumored, and released steadily over the last 2 years. However, Tarantino shocked his entire fan base when he unexpectedly announced that the movie critic had been canceled and he was turning his attention elsewhere for his final project.
Shutting down the
Tom,
studio.
yeah, Tom Rothman addressed the film's cancellation via Deadline and had nothing but praise and respect for Tarantino's decision. He wants his last movie to be meaningful to him, Rothman said, teasing the reason why the director canceled his long awaited final film. It was revealed in April that Tarantino had scrapped the project and would start afresh for his 10th movie. Rothman said, I have unbounded respect for Quentin, and he is a true artist, and his art is more important to him than anything else. I respect that, and I think he's very, very determined that his 10th movie will be his last feature film. I'm sure he will go on to do many, many vibrant creative things because he's an absolute fountain of creativity, but he wants his last movie to be meaningful to him. And what are you going to say really to that? Except right on, baby. Tim Rothman, is it Tim or Tom? Because anyway, Rothman then described the movie critic using a phrase that has been attached to some of the biggest directors of all time and likened Tarantino to those lauded auteurs. Rothman continued, I think it'll go down as, and Kubrick and a lot of great directors had them, as maybe one of the greatest movies the world will never see.
He'll release it
Uh,
as a book.
Release it as a series.
Could do that.
Yeah. So,
I mean, just because
says,
it's your last movie doesn't mean you're not going to make.
yeah.
I mean, does it mean that he can't still get a nice little Quentin
That may be
Tarantino
why he's
presents
dropping it,
credit?
because he's like, man, this could be longer.
Yeah.
I'll do this as a show or something.
Yeah. Right.
Netflix.
I've got to do some technical switching over, so just give me a moment.
But yeah, I mean, if he's going about it that way, 4 hours, you know what I mean? Drop a 4 hour cut of what you want to do and just roll with it. I mean, that would be amazing. But Tarantino.
And he's saying now that he's going to stop at 10.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see.
Well, how old's Tarantino?
He's got to be in his 50s,
All right, he was
I would say.
born. He's 61 years old.
Oh,
He's born in
okay.
63. So even if he takes 20-year break, granted that he lives that long, let's say that he drops his next movie within the next 4 years, he's 65. He could still, like, how old is dude that's doing Metropolis or
Like
whatever?
85,
Francis Ford Coppola?
maybe even
Right?
older.
Yeah. So I mean, there's always a possibility. But
Yeah.
here's the thing, though. This is kind of what I think. He wants it to be meaningful for him.
Yeah.
With something like the movie critic, he's worked with all these phenomenal actors, actresses, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if he wants to like do something that pulls in as many people that he's worked with before, and like the movie critic doesn't allow
Yeah.
that to happen. Like he wants to bring Waltz back in. He wants to, of course, bring like Brad Pitt and Jamie Foxx and as many people as he's worked with as he possibly can, and that just doesn't allow that to happen. And I think that like maybe maybe they can maybe he can do something different with it, release it as a book, release it as a series, whatever. But like if it's going to be meaningful for him, what does that mean for him? Because he's such a weird dude. Like, no
Okay.
disrespect, of course,
We also
but
have to remember this isn't the first time he's done this,
yeah, right.
where he's like, the movie's not coming out, and then the
Yeah,
movie got
Hateful
made.
Eight.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah,
lots going on, too. He's married, he's got a kid now.
yeah. Yeah, he's a man about town.
Yeah. I believe
Get that.
they also live in Tel Aviv. So
Really?
yeah, I mean, that's his wife is Israeli. So
I mean,
she's like an Israeli pop star.
which is wild,
Yeah.
right?
I mean,
Like
he does
what?
work in the movie industry.
Yeah, that's true.
What?
Could you imagine Quentin Tarantino? Whenever they had when Norm was doing Tarantino,
Oh, yeah.
I wish, dude, Tarantino picking up a chick. I was sitting at that fucking bar over there.
Yeah.
And I saw you fucking walk in.
I saw your
And I was like,
feet.
damn, who's that fucking bad bitch that just walked in?
Yeah, yeah. What's her fucking story?
Yeah. I had to fucking come over here and find out.
What makes her fucking unique?
I want to know her fucking backstory.
Yeah. Do you know who the fuck I am?
Google me.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm ready.
No, not that video. The one where he's
Yeah.
yelling at the guy at the
Yeah. Get that fucking
Cans,
camera
yeah.
out of my face.
fucking smash your head in the snow. It's like, dude, calm down.
Yeah.
You're famous.
Fuck.
This happens.
Yeah. Oh,
All right, we got a
man.
Ronald Reagan movie coming out starring
Ooh.
Dennis Quaid as Ronald Reagan.
Oh,
Not my first pick for.
right.
Yeah.
I wonder if I can do the
Reagan.
voice.
Gorbachev, tear down that wall.
Let's see, is it playing?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, it just looks like Dennis Quaid.
Yeah.
Oh, John Voight. My favorite thing he would say
That's my boy.
when the media would start asking him about bullshit, he'd go, "Well, there you go again." Remember that clip where he slaps that woman?
Yeah.
Hmm. Nancy. There it is. Well, this is a land of confusion.
Why don't they
Shit
use the
cover
original
of a
version of this
classic.
song?
Couldn't afford the original.
Yeah, that's true.
I'd have a hard time not looking at that birthmark.
I know, right? I don't know. It could be interesting.
I don't know.
Yeah. There's something on the wing. A sacrifice? Eric Bana?
He's back. And the chick from Stranger Things.
Yeah. Sadie? What up, Sadie?
Oh, that's promising. This a foreign? Creed's gonna play, right?
Yeah.
My sacrifice. Oh,
I just want
by the way,
to
I looked at the
sing.
cast of that Reagan movie. Scott Stapp
Yeah.
plays Frank Sinatra
Holy
in it.
shit. You
Wow.
fucking kidding me? That's hilarious.
Wait, what a cool thing. It's a fucking cult. If they give
running
you
up that
mushrooms when you
hill.
first show up, run.
Yeah. Midsummer.
Not as special as you, baby reindeer. Where is she?
Yeah.
A lot going on there.
Yeah, right.
There's not a lot of
Almost.
trailers this week, so I had to.
You know.
I even got an AI trailer in here.
Really?
It's an AI movie that they're making.
Okay.
I figured, what the hell?
Yeah. Let's give her a gander, you know?
This is a real movie, though. Made by real people. In real aspect ratio.
Mm.
They're real. They're here and they're coming.
Synopsis: this guy's a delivery man.
Yeah.
And he roams the streets at night and beats people with a metal pipe.
Okay.
This is like falling down.
I get the urge. You know what I mean? Like, I get it, dude.
Be wild if he never talks. He's got a good look.
Yeah. It looks like something I'd watch on IFC back in '99. You know what I mean? Like,
Tube TV. I don't know, dude might be acting his ass off.
yeah. A lot of facting going.
Ever want to just beat people
Yeah. Like I said, dude, I get it.
all the
Sometimes
time?
I just want to beat, you know?
No ads.
Nah, I'm good.
Is that Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
It looks like him. Oh, it says lost connection.
Y'all are the Lego cops. There's him. Damn, that guy looks rough.
Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. Yes. He said, "Get the fuck out of here! I cannot."
I need to go back and rewatch all of it. It's been so long.
I love him.
It's been so long, dude. Oh, we got a full trailer for the Beetlejuice movie?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh la la.
To play him.
Yeah. He looks the same.
Yeah. That's one way to ride him out.
Yeah, right.
Pet her ass. God, that theme. Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun. Juice is loose.
Mm.
I'm all over that.
I hope it's good, dude.
It'll be good. Man, he looks extra crusty.
Yeah, right. He just really helped him in that role, you know, like bird eater.
It's a foreign. Australian, I believe.
That scar.
The reviews caught me. It's a stag. Mm. The people that saw it at the film festivals were like, this was my favorite movie of the year.
Damn.
Can't wait to share it with people. Wonder why.
Yeah. Looks good.
All right, now here we are. Check this plot out.
So did AI write the movie?
Yes.
Okay. All right. What?
Hmm. But you gotta be a soldier. I read the plot. There's a twist. The main guy discovers that the government's like up to something. They're wiping people's memories and making them fucking.
What the fuck?
cool plot.
Yeah. If they're going to reincarnate you to be a soldier, why are they going to give you a memory allowance that allows you to see your past life? You know what I mean? Like,
I think you're accidentally unlocking.
ah,
From what I read, like the guy starts uncovering shit. He's like, wait a minute.
yeah.
And that's
What is
like,
this
that's not a
bullshit?
studio making that. Like someone just, they're working on that in their spare time.
Right. That's wild.
Good plot
is
though. Like,
Yeah.
it could take some tweaks, but you could take that plot from AI where it's like, oh, death row inmates can have their memories wiped, so they're no longer that person,
Yeah.
and be soldiers.
Yeah.
I like it. Put Tom Cruise in it.
Yeah.
Or Chris Pratt.
Both.
We'll make all the money. Cops are already here.
Look at all this money, dude. All right, let's play a little cricket.
How do you miss?
He was buddy hopping, dude.
Yeah.
See him? Dude's wanted by everybody, huh? Debt collectors, loan sharks.
It almost flipped that car over.
The one long tear. Oh my god. That was wow.
I mean,
There was so many like twists and turns
Yeah.
in that one trailer.
roller coaster of emotions.
For sure, dude.
I don't think we set up what we're going to do the week after. I know what we've got. We've got Civil War. We got the Fall Guy. Boy Kills World.
hmm. Hmm. I'm fine with any of them. Because I
Um,
What
want
are
to
our
watch all of
options
them.
again?
what was that movie with Nick Cage with the creatures? That's out.
Oh, long legs or something like that.
Something. I have to go in there and look.
What's hmm. I mean, I'm
How
so
about
Silver.
Fall Guy?
You put Cool Runnings up. I know what I'm
Oh, yeah.
watching soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with Fall Guy. Civil War, Boy Kills World. Um,
I'm cool with that or Fall Guys Civil War.
The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. Have you watched that yet?
I have.
Is it good?
Yep.
Is it fucking Guy Ritchie as
It's
fuck?
Guy Ritchie. Arcadian's the one with Nick Cage.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But yeah, any of that.
Do I want to start with Civil War since it's like a serious?
Yeah.
And then we can get into them.
Because Fall Guys a comedy.
Yeah. And
Got a
Boy
little
Kills
sprinkle, a
World.
little serious.
Yeah. Boy Kills World's going to be over the top. And then Ungentlemanly Warfare is going to be over the top. I
Mhm.
still want to do Unfrosted at some point.
Mhm.
Man, there's so many movies.
They just keep coming out, man.
I know.
Like, slow down.
Wow. Yeah. Y'all need to stop. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Late Night with the Devil? I mean, dude.
I want to watch that too.
We should get to it. We'll probably get to it by October.
That's true, yeah. That's very true. But yeah, I'm cool with Civil War.
All right. The fucking checks on the mail.
The flag is fucking raised.